All right, so I just wrapped up a script that is going to help us evaluate websites for your prospects to figure out which ones are worth reaching out to right now and which ones you can wait programmatically. That's kind of the point, is that we're actually looking at these websites using not AI, because AI is expensive, and when you're doing thousands and thousands of websites, it helps make it cheap, and that's a little bit less reliable. Anyways, I'm going to get into this. Before I start, I recommend watching this video at 1.5 or 2 times speed. You can hit the shift and greater than symbol on your keyboard to speed that shiz up. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so basically the way we do this is we're using Puppeteer, and we're also using... Actually, we're not even using OpenAI. I'm going to get rid of this because with OpenAI, it's a little bit less reliable. I'm using it for other stuff, but for this, I mean, the reliability is just not there when you're trying to make like a really good kind of assessment, and also the cost. So the cost is a little bit prohibitive when you're running thousands of these things. Now, what we're using is, I'm actually using Bright Data in the background. So this is a company that will proxy your scraping requests, so you can use it with Puppeteer, and that's going to go around whatever you are connecting to, proxy it, whatever. It just helps you not get blocked, because if you're visiting a bunch of Squarespace websites or Wix or whatever, chances are they have some sort of DDoS protection there. So yeah, just good to use some sort of proxy service. Now, the first thing that we're doing is I have a function called validate website. And by the way, weird awkward pause, but I'm going to show you what this looks like when we're done. So basically this is the website. I just fed this into the function, and what we get out is a object. We have a bunch of quality metrics, and then if I come back up here to the, so this is the output. So we can get the total body markup. So this is everything, including all the tags, all the, footer, div, section, everything like that is included in this number, which is the total length. And then body text, this is just how much text is on the page. So this is kind of a good indicator, like if something has if the ratio of body text length to body markup length is very high, meaning there's not that much kind of markup, then the page probably isn't that advanced. It's probably pretty basic, and so you can use that to weight your calculation. Internal links count, this shows you how many pages are linked from the homepage. So this kind of gives you a rough estimate of how many pages are actually on the website. And then, copyright year. So we're also pulling this out from the footer or wherever it is, because if it says, copyright 2019, then that's going to be some good indication that we can go in there and actually sell a website to them if it's been 5 years since they updated it, right? And then we have some other metrics. I just had Claude write me these, so these may change, and I'll have to plug them into a spreadsheet to actually calculate, at scale and assign a grade, like A, B, C, D, to these prospects, not the websites, but the prospects, to figure out, how bad their website is, basically. It's just a reverse grading scale. But yes, we have, the thing I think is going to be the best is we actually have total number of images here, and then we have total number of images without an alt tag. So if you don't know, the alt tag goes below an image, and it kind of tells the browser what the image is actually supposed to depict. So if you're using a screen reader, if you're blind or whatever, or if the website is trying to scrape or if Google's trying to scrape the website and understand what it's about, those alt tags help them be able to do that. And so if you don't include the alt tags, it's just bad practice, and it kind of shows just an overall lack of attention to the website. And I think this is really good signal for telling when a website is kind of half-assed. And then we have some other things, like how many videos are embedded. If someone has a video embedded in their website, probably they took a lot of time, because the video takes a lot of time. And then like SVGs, we're checking for that. Tiny images checks for really low resolution images, and then some stuff about paragraph length and other stuff like that. But as you can see, this website has 6% of the images are actually tagged with have an alt tag. And as you can see, this website is just super ugly. I'm sorry to superdetailing.biz, but your website is just the worst thing I've ever seen. And it's hard to tell. We could plug an image of this into ChatGPT, but it's going to be costly, and we also don't know Like, it's going to be really hard to get consistent output from that. And so with this approach, we can kind of look at these alt tags, and since we know most of them don't have alts, we can go, okay, yeah, this is probably not that fine of a website. And as we can see, they really this is just crazy, right? So anyways, let's dive back into this. Just a second. Okay, so what we were talking about earlier is the get status. This is the first thing we're doing whenever we evaluate a website. So what we'll do is we'll run every client through this function, or actually, my bad, this is like a helper function, but we'll use this in the main function. And all it's doing is it's attempting to get their website from the internet, if that makes sense. So basically what we're doing is we have this all wrapped in a try catch block. So we're trying to look at the website, and if the website doesn't exist, then we're throwing an error. And yeah, and then we're trying to set up the client, and then down here we're actually pulling out the website, and we're going to the website, and then we're looking for errors, like if there's an invalid URL, or if there's some sort of problem, or if it times out, then we know there's just no website there at all. Okay, and so that's going to prevent errors from happening downstream where we try to do this, where we try to use Puppeteer. But now, if we come back to this function, so first we're validating the website. We're just running that function, and if the status is not success, then we're throwing an error. And then, I believe we're actually just returning website status is, or website valid is false. That way we can just know on the front end, like, okay, when we're looking at, when we're evaluating the websites, we can go, okay, they just flat out, they have a website URL, but it's down, or it was never up, or something like that. Now we have things like if the page, okay, my bad, I'm trying to speak without thinking about what I'm saying, but regardless, we're going to their website, and then we're pulling out all the body markup. So this is what I was telling you earlier. If we come back to this task, we can see right here, HTML received, and this should be, oh yeah, much longer. So yeah, this is the entire website with all of the CSS and I guess JS and everything like that. And then the body text, this is everything except for the markup and script. We're literally just pulling out the plain text, okay? So body text and body markup. And then I commented out the screenshot because we're not going to use that. Then quality metrics. So I just had, like I said, I had Claude write this for me. So it's just doing a bunch of calculations using Puppeteer to pull out all of this information, all these kind of tags. And then more of that. And then getting the copyright year. This one's kind of interesting because basically we're looking for the word copyright in the website. And then we're giving a little bit of space, if it says copyright from the year or whatever. We have 10 characters to account for spaces, and then we're pulling out whatever the year is, if it's between 2000 and 2024. So that'll be pretty good. It's worked super consistently for me, and this is good because if you look at like a website on Framer or Wix or something, they don't always have a website, right? So it's kind of hard to know, or they don't always have a footer section. They might just drop in a section, and then they would have it be the footer, right? They would have like their logo down there and all the footer stuff, but it wouldn't actually be tagged as a footer. So this is, I think, the most reliable way to pull it out. And again, this is not using AI. This is just regex, so it's a lot kind of more efficient. And then basically we're just searching through that text to find it, and then getting all links. What we're doing here is we really only care about internal links, so we're pulling out all the links from the homepage that are actually internal, okay? And then we just return all that, and I also have it set up so that I can post it back over to whatever my callback URL is if I am doing this like at scale and I want to be sending like 1,000, 10,000 requests at once. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. What I was going to do here is create a little batch test, just run like 5 of these at once, and we can just check out the results. Okay, so I just put together this quick little script. So what we're doing, we're just loading in 5 of these, and then we're going to batch trigger these. So let's give this a try. I haven't actually tested it, so you may get to watch me debug, but let's give it a run. So we can just leave the payload blank, because it is no payload, we're just hard coding those. and it looks like we got a response, so that is running. Okay, so yeah, so these are all running. So we've got 5. We're evaluating Ryan's, this Abomination, this one, which isn't that bad, but it was 2019 when it was last, updated. This one, which is, I don't even know. I mean, it's kind of just crazy. And then this one, which is actually pretty decent, honestly. So let's see what we have to say about this. So I'll click on this one, and sometimes I'm getting timeouts with this Puppeteer connection, so I have like 5 retries set up for it. So it looks like it worked on the second retry. It usually just times out after the first one and then works after that, but looks like these are all done now. So, okay, what do we get? So this is for Olympia Auto Recon, which is this one. So this one wasn't that bad. And what do we have here? So we have 100% of these images have an alt tag, a 46 character average paragraph length, content structure score 100, valid website is true, copyright year is 2024. I mean, overall, this website is bitchin'. So I'm still going to have to do some work to figure out exactly what these numbers should be, like what the kind of perfect range for them is. But overall, this is a really fast, really efficient way to analyze websites, and we'll be able to get a score. And I'm doing this for cold email outreach to be able to prioritize the higher quality websites. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.